People's Radio United.
What's the NLG line in that city? What's the ACLU app or line in that city? Having that all pre-staged is important. I'm a big fan with the map thing too, of going like, here's where optimally like things are going to be happening. So here's where I plan to go more or less, but I'm going to go with the flow. But if things go a little haywire, here's a backup staging point. If we lose each other, we're going to rally there. If things get really bad, here's a place a little further away that is the safe zone. You know, like making that plan with the people you're going with so that you have a way, if cells go down, if things are just crazy, that you can rally with the people that you came with, because if nobody else, you're responsible for your team.
But it sucks that in this country we have to plan to exert our First Amendment rights as if we were committing a crime, and plan a getaway route, plan to change clothes, maybe plan to have to escape and run. It's really sick, but I think also,
it is sad when you're sitting there going like, oh, is this jacket reversible, or do I have different glasses, or whatever people are doing. It's horrible that you have to do it, but it's important to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think experience, though, can't be beat, because like the more they're out there doing it, the more somebody deals with stuff, the more they learn and hopefully teach others, you know, and give others the benefit from their experience as well. But yeah, experience.
And I think that really is a huge lesson.
Yeah.
Right there. Find someone with experience. Find an organization with experience and join up with them. You know, don't just necessarily go out freewheeling and hoping it's all going to be fine, because chances are it won't be if that's how you act.
Yeah, it also depends on the protest and who's doing it, like we said before.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be scared. I mean, just education and go out there and do your thing. You know, I would never discourage anyone from protesting or doing what they want to do to make a better world, or, you know, make things better for people around where they're at.
You know, I go another step with that. Is like, you know what? If you're scared, do it anyway. But acknowledge your fear. Figure out what's the source of your fear. Are you scared because you've had a bad experience with the police and you don't want to have another one? Are you scared because you've just never done this before? Why are you scared? How can that be addressed so that you can function out in that world? How can you protect yourself if your fear becomes too much to manage and you might become a liability to yourself or others? If you're scared, still do it, but just acknowledge it and process that fear, that anxiety in a functional, constructive way. You know, don't let it stop you. Work it. Work with it. Sometimes use it. Use your fear as a motivator. Like, I'm scared to go out, but I'm more scared about what happens if I don't. I'm more scared to not be a part of this because we're all going to die if I don't go out there and make myself known. Like, rechannel that anxiety, that fear into motivation if you can. Recontextualize that.
Yeah. Just do what you can. Like, you know, like we've talked about before on other shows, that, you know, there's people that are disabled that literally can't leave the house, and there's people who shouldn't leave the house maybe, or that are sick, or, you know, do what you can from wherever you can from your point of view. If you know, if all you can do is help and do things sitting at home on your computer, that's fine. If you can call people and do things like that, that's fine. Whatever you can do. If you can get out there, that's great too, and that's needed more than ever right now. But like, just
jail support is a huge thing.
Yeah, there's so many things you guys can get involved in. Not you guys, but the people listening. And, you know, just do what you can and be safe, whatever you do. Because nowadays, online activism can get you more jail time than stuff in the streets a lot of times.
That's actually really true. I mean, that's why the Marty Party. That's why Matt DeHart, right? Like,
yeah.
And sometimes that's the thing too. Is like, whatever you're doing, it's, you know, sometimes it's necessary to do whatever we do, no matter the cost. But be risk aware and know what you're stepping into, what you might be buying into as the end result consequence of your actions. Because then, once you know what it is, there's less to be scared of because you've already accepted that risk. And exactly. I would say too that when you do that calculation, it's a daily thing. Like, again, I'm a disabled person myself. Some days I can't go out and beat the street. Some days I got to do it from bed. Some days whatever. And sometimes that's physical, sometimes that's mental. You got to establish, am I in a right place today to go out and function in a street environment, or am I going to be a liability, or am I going to just not be useful? How can I be better useful in my current state? You know? So if your fear or your health or your whatever is going to prevent you from going out there, then find somebody who is going out there and find a way that you can support that person. Or find a way to get us a part of a tweet storm or something else where you can literally do it from your bed. And, you know, if you're in a city that has, you know, open channels on police scanners, you know, download scanner radio and cue in and try to establish, are they sending out real information or misinformation? Let people know, you know. The more you listen, the more you figure out what's the tone of that. And that takes practice just like anything else, but it can be done. There's so many ways to be involved. And
Definitely.
it takes a little education and a little practice, and we're all going to make mistakes. But if you know that in advance, then you learn from it.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Hopefully you don't have to pay too hard for it.
Well said.
Yeah, and like you said before, make sure you know what the repercussions could be for your actions, and you're cool with them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And set up whatever you need to do. You know, if you think you might get detained or arrested, make sure you got somebody's number on you that you can call and let them know, hey, I've been detained or arrested. So about that bail, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, once you know that possible outcome, make a preparation. Because the more prepared you are in Murphy's Law, the less you're going to need to worry about using it.